What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome into the Jets Report. I am your host, Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, we got a major update around the New York Jets possibly trading up to the number one pick in the 2025 NFL Draft to draft actually Miami quarterback Cam Ward. So we'll break it down on today's show. What would it take for the Jets to trade up the number one? Talk about each quarterback, and then also just dive into this report and determine how likely it actually is. But before we do so, the Jets have been a dysfunctional, poverty, whatever buzzword you want to use to describe this franchise over the last couple of years. So if you guys want the Jets to turn it around with this new regime of Darren Mougey and Aaron Glenn, go down there and hit that thumbs up icon. I put today's goal as over 200 likes. So if you guys could like today's show. All right, so it was actually Harrison Glaser who put out a report saying this. There are rumors that the Jets have reached out to the Titans and are interested in trading up to first overall to get Cam Ward. It would cost a lot, but if you believe he's the next CJ Stroud or Jayden Daniels, you do it. So initially my thoughts on this, I have mixed feelings because, I would love for the Jets to be aggressive and go get their guy if they truly believe he is their guy. Like if the Jets view Cam Ward as a Jayden Daniels, CJ Stroud level of prospect where he could come into the league year one and be incredibly successful, then no duh. You go and make that trade. But it comes down to what you view of Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. But, I also have mixed feelings on it because I don't think the Jets are in a position to trade up for a quarterback right now, considering this is a start of a new regime here. Do you want to take all that future draft capital and pretty much just throw it all to the number one overall pick? It's a lot to discuss. But I do want to kick this back to a Nevin Shapiro quote. We broke him down in full, has some serious ties to Miami University, and he said this. He says, "So I am told the Giants are out of the Cam Ward business as of today. The team that is starting to surface as the player for Cam Ward and is putting together a big package is the Jets. I was told firsthand specifically the Jets are making a strong push for Cam Ward." And it's kind of the old cliche, like, where there's smoke, there's fire. But I also do believe this chatter will heat up over the next couple of weeks. Like, this is, there hasn't been like a Jeremy Fowler, Adam Schefter, Tom Pelissero who has completely came out and said, hey, the Jets are looking to trade up for a quarterback. But this talk will increase over the next couple of weeks, and we will continue to break it down here in full on the channel. But I do want to kick this back to an ESPN article where they had a lot of executives, GMs, just talking about what they believe the Tennessee Titans will do with the first overall pick, and they had 8 people vote, and 5 of the 8 votes actually had the Titans in favor of trading the pick, and only 3 votes in favor of the Titans to keep the pick. This is exactly what ESPN had to say, saying the overall feeling is the Titans will trade the top pick of the draft. The execs, coaches, and scouts who voted that way believe the Titans lack true game-altering players and say none of the quarterbacks in this draft class can elevate the current supporting cast. So moving back with a QB needy team for more picks could be the way to go for Tennessee. And I'm sure the Titans will get calls because you look at teams in the top 6, like I'm sure the Raiders will make a call to Tennessee if they love a guy like Shedeur Sanders. Same with the New York Giants. If they want to ensure themselves to landing one of these quarterbacks, maybe they try to trade up to pick number 1. But also the New York Jets, like sitting there at pick number 7, I could easily see them being the team that ends up trading to the number 1 pick. But, again, in every situation, there are pros and cons to it, but I really do believe it's simple. Like, if they believe Cam Ward or Shedeur are a franchise-changing quarterback, yes, it would take a lot to trade up. But, man, if you're New York, this would be an all-in move for a new regime that I don't know if they want to kind of go all in year one. Because if it's a disaster, they could be on the way out very, very quickly. But this was also an AFC scout had to say on the Titans' plan with the first overall pick, saying they want more picks. So I think they come off that first pick, but it takes 2 to tango. Someone has to fall in love with one of these quarterbacks enough to give up a ransom to get to the top. I'd say it would take a pick swap no later than number 7 and a second rounder this year to go with a first round and at least a third round pick next season. And I will say, like, let's just say the Jets do love one of these quarterbacks. Like, they love Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. It would make some sense considering the Jets are, they have an easy avenue to create $70+ million in cap space. It just takes a simple Devontae Adams cut, Allen Lazard cut, and you're damn near at $70 million. So why not use your draft capital to trade up? Now, again, that'll be risky because if you gave up that second, next year's first, and a third for Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, whoever it may be, you are putting a whole lot of pressure on that guy to work out. So this is what I think the trade idea would be. Obviously, the Jets would land the number 1 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, and then the Titans would be receiving pick number 7, pick number 42, next year's first, and next year's third-round pick. So this is a ton of premium draft capital to trade up for a guy. I don't know if I would do it. I got a lot of mixed emotions on this whole deal, but I'll just kick this question your guys' way. Your new GM, Darren Mougey, what are you doing? Are you accepting this trade? Give me an A for accept or give me a D for decline down below in the comment section. The Jets get the number 1 pick. Titans get 7, 42, next year's first, and next year's third. Now, if the Jets do trade up for a quarterback here, you got to think about the support system because, I think we can talk about evaluations for these quarterbacks, arm talent, intangibles, whatever it may be, but I think 50%, if not more than 50%, on the biggest reason why quarterbacks are successful in the National Football League, it is the support system around him. And you got Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, Olu Fashanu, Joe Tippmann. Like, you got some at least, foundational pieces in there where they would not be just thrown into a terrible situation. I like the interior of the offensive line. You got that elite weapon, but would you, for example, let's say the Jets don't trade up. You get a guy like Tyler Warren. You get a guy at pick number 42. You have a big-time free agency, and then maybe next year would be the right time to kind of strike while the iron's hot. But let's just dive into both these quarterbacks that are probably going to be, the top 2 taken in this year's class. Now, arm talent goes to Cam Ward. There's no doubt about it. You guys watch these two throw on air. Cam Ward, the ball just comes out almost twice as fast as Shedeur. But I do think Shedeur has the edge in decision-making and accuracy. He is fantastic in these big-time situations, staying cool, calm, and collective. He'll sit in the pocket. He'll make a throw, even if he's got the pressure, raining down on him. And that's why his stats look so good when he's blitzed and when he's under pressure, because he has been trained since a young age to do just that. Guy in your face, you stay in the pocket, you buy yourself that extra half a second, and then you could go make a big-time play downfield. But also, Shedeur is fantastic when the pocket is kept clean. 25 touchdowns, 5 picks this past season at Colorado. He is a fantastic quarterback when the pocket is clean. So there are a lot of different angles you can take on the Jets trading up for Shedeur, Jets trading up for Cam. But I do want to get insight from actually producer Dylan. You guys will be seeing a whole lot more producer Dylan over the next, hopefully, year here on the channel. So, Dylan, a lot to talk about. Trading up for a quarterback, it's a polarizing topic, but do you have any, initial reaction to this that you want to tell the Jets fans?
I think it's a very bad idea. I mean, you saw what happened when they went all in with Rodgers and bringing in all his friends.
Yeah.
This is a very similar move where it's kind of desperate. You're trying to win now. And simply, this division is not for the Jets right now. You have to wait. You just got a new coach and a new GM. It's time to rebuild, restart, and really see what your young players have. And then maybe you could even get value from them and what they can do this year.
Yeah, 100%. And plus, next year's quarterback class is getting well reported that it's better than this year. So, we talked about the support system just a couple minutes ago. If you would just add in, the 7th pick, whether it's Ted McMillan, Tyler Warren, get another weapon that you're probably going to release Devontae Adams, and then you could probably hit hard with pick number 42. And then, for next year, Dylan, do you think that would be the year for the Jets to possibly trade up?
Yeah, I think, for right now, it's the Bills division. I think everyone can agree on that. And look, we're going to see what the Jets have this year. And look, if they go ahead and do something like what the Vikings did, where you didn't really think they were going to have a good season, but yet the Vikings made the playoffs. Right. Now there's talks of, okay, now they're in win-now mode. I think that's what the Jets had to do this year. See what you have, then go from there. And if they think they have something from this season, then that's the time where you go ahead and trade out.
And I think you made a good point about, evaluating the young players, because, Tyrod Taylor is good enough at the quarterback spot where you can have a good evaluation on the guys around him. So I think it's an interesting conversation. I mean, trading up for a quarterback, it's especially trading up to pick number 1, it would take a lot. But, I feel like you guys can have a lot of thoughts on this down below in the comment section. So please chime in, let Dylan and I know, and we'll just ask you guys this. Should the Jets trade up for a QB? Give us a T for trade or give us a P for pass down below in the comment section. I think Dylan and I are probably both in the position where we're saying pass on this, but at the end of the day, it just comes down to, does Darren Mougey, Aaron Glenn, do they view one of these guys like Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders as a truly franchise-altering quarterback? That's a question that they got to answer. But you guys let us know. T for trade or P for pass. And also, friendly reminder, hit that subscribe button. Help us reach 4K subs here on the channel. See you guys next time. Go Jets.